Hello my dear learner, welcome to another mathematics lesson from 4. The topic which we have been discussing is integration, and we started discussing integration in our last lesson. Basically we said integration is the process of finding a function from a given gradient function. We are going to learn more about 2x. Let's say that is a, and b, dy dx is 3x squared. This is gradient function, dy dx, 2x. So what is the function? We learned in differentiation how to find gradient function. So what did we differentiate to get 2x? That is the question. So if you look at the first one, if you remember what we did in differentiation, when we differentiated y is equal to x squared, that is when we got 2x. So therefore, if dy dx is 2x, y will be x squared plus a constant c. We must add plus c because if you differentiate a constant, you will get 0. The constant can be 0, can be any other number, positive or negative. That is the answer to part A. If you integrate this, you get this. Or if this is dy dx, then this is the function. For the second one, if you remember again, what did we differentiate to get 3x squared? If you remember, we differentiated y is equal to x cubed. To get that, if you differentiate this, you will get 3x squared. Remember the process of differentiation? You drop the power, multiply by x, then reduce the power by 1. Then always you must add plus c there, because if you differentiate this, you get nothing. So it is like the derivative of c or any constant is 0. So this is the function which will give you this derivative. We are not using a specific formula for now, but now I want us to look at this, and we want to look at this and come up with a formula. So generally, we want to generalize. Generally, if dy dx is, let's say, x power n, what will be the function? What is y? I want you to think, my dear learner. And remember we say integration is the reverse of differentiation. So we just do the reverse of the process of differentiation. Integration is the reverse of differentiation. So if dy dx is x power n, my dear learner, then y will be, for differentiation, if you remember, the power reduces by 1. So for integration, it is the other way around. The power increases by 1. This was power 1, here we have power 2. This is power 2, here we have power 3. Therefore, if dy dx is x power n, then y will be x power n plus 1. The power increases by 1. Then, for differentiation, we multiply the power by x. Here, we do the opposite again. We divide. Instead of multiplying, we divide. So we divide the whole of this by that power. That is x plus 1. And for differentiation, for integration, always we add c, a constant, where c stands for any constant. C stands for any constant. So actually this is the process which you must use in order to integrate. So this is how we integrate. If you are given any gradient function, then you just use this to get the function. So I want you, my dear learner, to remember this. This is now like a formula you are going to use to integrate any given gradient function, where c is a constant and n is an integer but not equal to -1. N is any number, but it should not be equal to -1. That should be noted. N should not be equal to -1, because if n is -1, then this formula will not work. It can work for any other number, whether it's an integer or even a fraction, but it will not work when n is -1. Why? If you put here -1, sorry, my dear learner, this is not x plus 1, this is n plus 1, sorry. N plus 1, n plus 1. So if you put here -1 plus 1 becomes 0. And dividing by 0, when you divide any number by 0, you will get an undefined answer. So that is why n should not be equal to -1 for this formula to work. So that is the formula which we are going to apply from now, my dear learner. Remember that. So let's look at examples now. Examples. Integrate the following expressions. A x power 3, b x power 4, c 2x power 5, d 5x cubed, minus 2x plus 4, I have e 3x power -2 plus 7x minus 9. Let us try to integrate those expressions we are trying to integrate. If you are integrating, it is like this is dy dx, so you are looking for y. So you can write for example, for the first one, let our dy dx be what? X power 3. Therefore, what is y? Don't forget the formula. Y is x raised to power n plus 1 over n plus 1 plus a constant c. For dy dx is equal to x power n. That is the formula. So if in this case we have x power 3, therefore our answer will be y is equal to x power n plus 1. Our n is 3. So we will have x power 3 plus 1 over that 3 plus 1. Then plus a constant c. We just write c because it can be any constant. And then simplify, you will have y is equal to x raised to power 4 over 4, because 3 plus 1 is 4. Then plus a constant c. So this is the answer to part A. We have integrated. Let's go to number B, x power 4. So we assume that is our dy dx. dy dx is x power 4. You do the same formula. Y is equal to x power 4 plus 1 over 4 plus 1, the same power, then plus a constant c. And if you simplify that, you will get y equals x power 5 over 5 plus c. That is the answer to part B. Remember, this one can be written also as y is equal to 1 over 5 x power 5 plus c. It is the same. This is the same. Similarly, this can be written as y is equal to a quarter x power 4 plus c. So this and this is the same. Whether you write it like this or like that, it is the same thing. Then let's go to part C. We have 2x power 5. So that is our dy dx. dy dx is equal to 2x power 5. Therefore, what is y? We do the same. 2x power, this is, our n is 5. So n plus 1. 5 plus 1. Then divided by that 5 plus 1. Plus c. Always don't forget plus c. And simplify that. If you simplify, my dear learner, you will get 2x power 6 over 6 plus c. And there's a y there. Y equals 2x plus 6. Y is equal to 2x power 6 over 6 plus c. And you can simplify this further because 2 and 6, 2 over 6 is the same as a third. So we can write it as, this is y equals a third x power 6 plus c. Or y is equal to x power 6 over 3 plus c. You can write like this or like that. So that is the answer to part C. I hope we are together up there, my dear learner. Let's go to part D. Question D. Question D, we have 5x cubed minus 2x plus 4. That is dy dx. So dy dx equals 5x cubed minus 2x plus 4. This is now a polynomial. So what is y? Just like in differentiation, we integrate part by part. We integrate the first term, you go to the next term, and then the next term, like that. So let us integrate using the same formula. But plus c, I want us to understand this. Since we integrate this separately from this, we don't put a plus c here and a plus c and a plus c here. We will put plus c at the end, my dear learner. So let us integrate. 5x power 3. We will have 5x power 3 plus 1 is 4. We don't need to write now 3 plus 1. 3 plus 1 is 4. Then over that same power 4 minus 2x. The x is the same as x power 1. So it will be 2x power 2. That is 1 plus 1. Then over that 2. Then plus 4. If you integrate 4, you get 4x. I hope you remember the process of differentiation. If you differentiate 4x, you get 4. Therefore, integration, if you integrate 4, you get 4x. Or if you want, you can put an x power 0 here because x power 0 is the same as 1. It won't change anything here. So x power 0. So 0 plus 1 is 1. So 4x power 1 over 1, meaning it will remain 4x. Then don't forget plus c at the end. If we have a polynomial, the plus c should come at the end. Then simplify, especially here. These 2 will cancel with this. So we shall have y, let me write it here, equals 5x power 4 over 4 minus, these 2 will cancel with this, we remain with minus x squared plus 4x plus c. So that is the simplified answer to part D. Let's go to the last one, question E. We have 3x power negative 2. That is now our dy dx. dy dx equals 3x power negative 2 plus 7x minus 9. So what is y? We do the same, the way we did this, we separately integrate this, then that, and then add plus c at the end. We have 3x power negative 2. Our n this time is a negative number, negative 2. Remember I said n can be any number, positive or negative, but not negative 1. So here we will have 3x power negative 2 plus 1. My dear learner, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1. So we shall have x power negative 1 over negative 1 over the same power using that formula. Then plus 7x. 7x is the same as 7x power 1. So we'll have 7x power 1 plus 1, which is 2 over that 2. Then minus, if you integrate a constant, you get that constant times x. Just like we did here. 4, if you integrate 4, you get 4x. So if you integrate 9, you will get 9x. Then plus c at the end. Plus c at the end. You can simplify this, especially here. We have dividing by negative 1. Dividing by negative 1 is the same as multiplying by negative 1. So you can say the whole of this is the same as y is equal to, instead of writing 3x power negative 1 over negative 1, you just put negative 3x. Negative 3x power negative 1. I think that looks better now. It looks better. Negative 3x power negative 3x raised to power negative 1. Then plus 7 over 2x squared. 7x squared over 2. Then minus 9x plus a constant c. I think that is the simplified answer to the part E. So my dear learner, that is how we do integration. That is how we do integration. So today we have learned this formula and how to apply that formula to find a function from a given gradient function. My dear learner, I want to say this. Please do not confuse the process of differentiation and integration. There are two different methods of doing them. For differentiation, it has its method or procedure, and for integration, it is different. I would want you to confuse the two. I'm saying this because I have taught these topics several years, and students normally, after learning differentiation, when they learn integration, they confuse the two. Why? Where they are supposed to integrate, they differentiate. Where they are supposed to differentiate, they integrate. So please know the process of, master the process of differentiation, and then master the process of integration. So for today, my dear learner, I will stop there. In our next lesson, we shall learn more about integration. Until next time, bye-bye.